Guys, in this video we're going to talk about what to do if you are a dead broke dog trainer. And I mean, like, you've got $300 of disposable cash on hand that you can spend to promote yourself as a dog trainer, but otherwise you have no money. You're operating out of a one-bedroom apartment and you're pretty much just dead broke. But before we get into this, you notice that the background's a little bit different. I thought we'd do this video Larry Crone style. So I got my Ford truck baseball cap, redneck style, and to make the whole thing kind of complete, I wanted to make sure we did it in the car. And of course I'm going to need the cool shades. The one thing I am missing is the masterful beard, which I know gives Larry his strength and charisma, and really kind of adds to his movie star good look. So I'm missing the beard, so you have to give me a pass on that one. Anyways, what to do if you are a dead broke dog trainer. Now I may end up splitting this into two videos because my gut feeling is on the fly. I'm gonna miss some stuff and forget some stuff and have to come back to it later. So bear with me. So you've got no money, and we're gonna assume that you already know how to train a dog well enough that you can provide that as a service to dog owners and not have them get really pissed off and demand that you give them their money back. So you're at the point where you've acquired the dog training skill, but you just really know nothing about marketing or running a business or what you should do first. And maybe you've heard about our 100% done for you Google AdWords service and how well that just the people who use it are kicking ass and they're getting all these leads. But let's be honest, to really get something like that going, to get really good results, you're probably going to look at about $1,000 in ad spend in most markets to get the kind of, the kind of leads coming in so that you can be making $8,000 to $10,000 a month. And on top of that, there's a management fee. So whether you use us or somebody else, typically for a small dog training company, you're looking at about, around $500 or so, whether you use us or anybody else who's competent. Now, there are guys out there, in Indonesia or in India or in the Philippines who will do it for $200, but we want to talk about competent people. So that's a good chunk of money, especially if you're broke. If you've got $300 in cash and you need, $1,000 for the first month of that AdWords campaign, plus another $500 for the management fee to get somebody good to, make sure that you're going to actually get a return on your investment, that's more money than you've got. So what do? Here's my advice. My advice is, first off, you've got no money coming in. You've got nothing. You've got like $300 in the bank. What you need to do is you need to go get a job. And I don't mean get a job working with dogs. You don't need to go out and get a job working at a kennel or grooming or something else. Just get a job. And get a job that's not so taxing that when you get home after work you're going to be spent. So I'm not talking about working construction or working outside. Just get a job so that you've got some money coming in and you don't have to worry about, whether or not you're going to have food on the table next month. So now you've got your job and it's a decent job. You've got some money coming in and you get off work at 5 o'clock. And what you're going to do is you're going to spend your time from 5 to 10 o'clock or until you go to bed, and also Saturday and Sunday working on promoting your dog training business. And what you're going to do that in ways that either cost no money or cost a small amount of money. If I was in your situation, the first thing I would do is I would spend $50 and order 1,000 business cards at vistaprint.com, not an affiliate push, that's just who I use. And the way I would do it is I wouldn't pay somebody else to design the card. I just go real simple and basic, real direct response. At the top of the card, I would put a headline that says something like, "We can train any dog," or "Get your dog to listen to you anywhere you go." And then beneath that, I would put, "Call now for a 100% free consultation, evaluation, and temperament test for your dog." And then I would put my phone number and, like a cell phone number, as well as my email address and my name, and then get those cards printed up. So that's step one. Now you've got your cards. It takes maybe a week to 7 days to get your cards. You've got your box of business cards. The second thing I would do is I would immediately start going, I would make a list of every veterinary clinic and groomer in the area, and I would go around systematically and introduce myself to the office manager. And if I felt there was any type of personality connection whatsoever, I would offer to take that person to lunch. Now remember, we've only got about $300, so we're not going to take them out for the big steak dinner at Morton's. We're going to just take them out to a decent place, Applebee's, or even Subway if you're really strapped for cash. These people make about, I don't know, like $18,000 a year. They make no money. So for them, you take them out to lunch, it's a big deal. More importantly, you're getting to know them. You're separating yourself off from every other dog trainer out there, and you're establishing a relationship. See, people like to do business with people that they know more than people that they don't know. Big surprise, right? And so what you're doing is you're going to start building and cultivating relationships with these office managers. Now, when people come in to a veterinary clinic and they have a dog that's not well behaved, it's barking and pulling on the leash, that office manager is going to hand them your business card. And that's basically a free lead. And these are really the best kind of leads. In some cases, you'll find that the office managers will actually introduce you to the clinic owner, which is typically the veterinarian or one of the veterinarians as well. That's another relationship. Now, flash forward, what I would do is every month, I would stop by with a box of donuts and I would stick my business card on the inside of that box of donuts. Or get one of those long 6-foot Subway sandwiches and bring the entire clinic lunch. I mean, you can get one of those for, I don't know, $30. It's a great investment. Make sure they know it's from you. Don't just drop it and run. You want to make a big deal about, hey, guys, I brought you lunch. So that's number one. Number two, I would start spending a lot of my free time on weekends hanging out at the dog park. And I would just, walk up to people and say, hey, not to suggest that your dog needs it, but my wife and I recently opened up a new dog training company, and we thought maybe I can give you one of these business cards. If you know anybody who needs a good dog trainer, please pass the business card along. You start handing those out, and you become kind of a regular at the dog park, and you will start getting referrals. On top of that, the next thing I would do is, and I actually got this from Larry Cron. It's a great idea. I thought about it and wasn't sure if it would work or not, and never had the opportunity to test it, but you can. Larry Cron mentions when he first started getting his dog training business off the ground, he spent like $100 to rent a table at a local gun show. Now, it doesn't matter if you're a gun person or you're not a gun person. That's beside the point. You're going to go, you're going to spend $100. You're going to get a table, a little card table, and you can go to like Michael's or any kind of art supply store and get some card stock and create a little sign just with a marker that says dog training, free consultation, ask me more. And you're going to set up at that event, at that gun show, and everybody who walks by and talks to you about their dog, have a pad of paper, get their name, get their phone number, get their email address, and you're going to contact those people later. Now, another thing you can do is the dog events are great, but the problem is that you're going to probably have a lot of other dog trainers there. So I'm not saying don't go to those, but I wouldn't spend any money on that at this point in the game. Now, one of the things I didn't touch on is that it's really important that you have a flashy demo dog. And I didn't realize how important this was until a little bit later on. Fred Hassan of Sit Me and Sit, the guy who started Sit Me and Sit, actually impressed upon me the importance of this. And he really had a great point. Your demo dog, your demonstration dog, is really your business card. And that's going to get you a lot of leads. So if I didn't have a demo dog, or if I had an older dog that didn't make for a good demo dog, I would go down to the animal shelter, or I'd start looking at Craigslist for a breed that I like. And what I would look for is a dog that has really good drive, really good interest in the ball, really strong food drive, and a very erect tail so that it looks like he's always happy, and a very kind of flashy, outgoing personality. I'd also want a dog that's very social. I don't want a dog that has dog aggression, and I don't want a dog that's going to scare people. So as much as I love pit bulls as a breed, I would steer away from the pit bull breed for this, or any type of bull breed. I'd want something like a really flashy golden retriever, or a border collie, or a sheltie, or even a mix if the dog had that right kind of personality and that kind of look. You want a dog that's going to be flashy, it's going to be fast, it's going to draw attention to you. And I would take that dog with me everywhere. I'd take him if I go to Starbucks. I'd put him on a downstay and sit and have coffee. People will come up to you and talk to you about the dog, and that's where you're going to give them your card. Guys, if you do this, you will start getting leads. You will start getting calls, and it's not going to cost you hardly anything. And the other benefit to this is that because you're not spending money on leads at this point, it's going to give you the opportunity to test your prices and to test the kind of programs that you put together. Now, here's what I want you to try and do. I want you to try and get to the point where you can charge an average of at least $1,000 per program. And you can do this. We were doing this in Reno, Nevada, which, just as a reminder, you can buy a house here in Reno, Nevada for what you can only buy a garage in a city like Los Angeles or New York. New York, I don't even think you can buy a garage for what you can buy a house here. So it's not like we were living in, Beverly Hills and getting that kind of money for a typical dog training program. You should be able to get at least $1,000. Now, if you're really savvy, you're going to sell board and trains. And the board and trains, you should be aiming at between $1,800 to $2,800 price-wise. Now, you don't need too many of those kind of sales per month to be able to quit your job. And that's our ultimate goal. We want to get to the point where we're making enough from our dog training business that we can quit our day job and focus 100% of our efforts on running our dog training business. Now, here's the truth, guys. In the beginning, every dog trainer in the beginning, or people who have a staff of 5 or 6 other dog trainers in a huge facility, it doesn't matter. Everybody either has time or they have money. And the less time you have, the more money you're going to want to spend, because you don't have that time to do those things you did in the beginning. But right now you're broke. You don't have any money. But what you do have is a lot of time. So you're going to invest that time into getting leads. Once you have those leads coming in, and once you've proofed and tested your pitch and your prices and your package, and you start making money and you're able to quit that day job to focus on getting more leads, pretty soon you're going to get to the point where you're so busy, you've got so many dogs that you're training, you don't have time to be going out and doing the lead gen stuff. Hanging out at the dog park all day, schmoozing, spending 100% of your time schmoozing with the veterinarians and vet clinics and that kind of stuff. So at that point, you're going to start looking towards investing money in something like Google AdWords management or Yelp or Facebook or whatever you're going to test and use, whatever feels right to you, in order to bring in the leads, because you have to. You have to have the leads to continue to come in to grow your business. And at that point, pretty soon, you want to start looking towards hiring some staff to help you out with the training part of it. Now, that gets you into the next level of things, and I'm really kind of basing a lot of my knowledge from what I've seen from my most successful dog training clients who are spread out all over the United States. And we'll get more into that and into what I'm seeing, what works and what doesn't work in future videos. Hopefully, though, this will get you started and get you up and running and making some money and allowing you to reach your dream of being a successful dog training business owner. Hey, I'm Adam Katz. When you get to the point where you need Google AdWords management, contact me through browningdirect.com. We also offer a free consultation where we'll talk with you and see if AdWords really would be a fit for what you're doing with your dog training business. I'm Adam Katz. Hey, let me know what you think in the comments down below. And also, if you haven't subscribed to our YouTube channel, you do a search for Katz on Marketing, K-A-T-Z on Marketing. And if you're watching this on YouTube and you're not a member of our Dog Trainer Marketing Group at Facebook, go to Facebook, type in the Dog Trainer Marketing Group. You'll see a big picture of my beautiful face next to a beautiful Dutch Shepherd. And that's the one that you want to click join. And you're going to learn a ton of information on growing and marketing your dog training business. Take care, guys.